Imagine a tanker truck overturns on a highway, dumping thousands of gallons of industrial solvent onto the highway shoulder. The liquid immediately soaks into the porous soil, heading straight down toward the city's underground water supply. As the consulting engineer, your phone rings immediately. You need to tell the city planners exactly which municipal water pumps to shut down to prevent residents from drinking contaminated water, and which pumps are safe to leave running. The spill sits directly above a large aquifer tapped by 3 different deep supply wells, Well A, Well B, and Well C. You pull water samples from all 3 pumps and rush them to the lab. The results are measured in Tritium Units, or TU. The data shows massive variations. Well A tests at 0 TU, Well B at 50, and Well C at 10. Previously, we used stable isotopes like oxygen-18 to trace physical flow paths from the surface down. But knowing the spatial route does not answer the most important question. The solvent is already moving down. The critical variable to isolate is time. To determine how much time we have before the solvent reaches the intake pipes, we have to transition from geography to chronology. This requires the use of radioactive isotopes to calculate the absolute age of the groundwater. Calculating the age of the water provides a proxy for the aquifer's structural vulnerability. By determining how long it takes for surface water to travel to each pump, we can pinpoint which wells are at immediate risk. To read this age, we examine the water molecule itself, specifically the isotope tritium. Normal hydrogen has 1 proton. Deuterium has a proton and a neutron, remaining perfectly stable. Tritium, however, carries a proton and 2 extra neutrons, making the atom structurally unstable. To reach stability, the tritium atom eventually ejects an electron through beta decay, transforming into an entirely different element, helium-3. This decay is not a random process. It happens on a rigid mathematical schedule known as a half-life. For tritium, that half-life is exactly 12.32 years. This chart shows how the atomic stopwatch works. If a sealed sample of water contains 100 tritium atoms today, in 12.32 years, exactly 50 atoms will remain. In another 12.32 years, you will find 25. In nature, that internal stopwatch starts ticking the moment rainfall hits the soil and percolates underground, cutting the water off from the open atmosphere, where new tritium was generated. By counting the remaining tritium atoms in a sample, we calculate how many years have passed since that specific drop of water last saw daylight. To use this stopwatch, we need to know the starting number of atoms. In nature, cosmic rays hit the upper atmosphere and generate a tiny, constant baseline of tritium. This graph illustrates that natural baseline in global rainfall. Between 1900 and 1950, the levels hold steady between 5 and 10 tritium units. Then, humanity altered the chemical composition of the sky. During the Cold War, superpowers conducted hundreds of above-ground thermonuclear weapons tests. Those detonations injected a massive artificial pulse of tritium directly into the stratosphere. In the northern hemisphere, the tritium concentration in rainfall skyrocketed from the baseline of 10 up into the thousands. This extreme spike in 1963 is recorded in the data as the bomb peak. Following the partial nuclear test ban treaty, atmospheric testing stopped, and the global tritium levels began a long decline back toward natural baselines. While it was an ecological disaster, that injection of radioactive isotopes acted as the largest tracer experiment in human history. It provided hydrologists with a universally synchronous marker, allowing us to track any water that fell as rain and entered the ground during the mid-20th century. The bomb peak transformed a radioactive disaster into a powerful tool for mapping global water movement. To translate our lab results into a risk assessment, we use the tritium age dating and vulnerability flowchart. This tool allows us to categorize each well based on its specific tritium units. Look at well A. The lab returned a result of 0 tritium units. Following the logic branch for values below 0.8 TU classifies the sample as submodern, or fossil water. This means the water recharged prior to 1950. It has been sealed underground for so many decades that all measurable tritium has decayed away. Well B tested at 50 TU. Routing through the branch for values greater than 15 identifies this as a bomb peak remnant. This water contains a high percentage of rain that fell exactly during the 1960s or 70s. Finally, well C tested at 10 TU. Dropping down the center of the chart between 5 and 15 TU gives us a classification of modern water. 10 TU matches the natural background level of the atmosphere today. This water fell as rain within the last 5 to 10 years. We now have 3 distinct age classifications for the water directly beneath the chemical spill. We can use these dates to assess the physical safety of the drinking water. Let's map these classifications onto the physical geology. Well A draws fossil water. Because it's over 70 years old, there is no fast route from the surface. The aquifer is capped by thick, impermeable clay layers, preventing surface water penetration. The consulting advice here is clear. The contamination vulnerability for well A is strictly low. The city can keep this pump running safely. Well C is the exact opposite. Drawing modern water means surface rain reaches the intake quickly. Lacking geological armor, water moves rapidly through vertical fractures. The toxic solvent will reach that pump within weeks. The city must shut well C down immediately. This is the real-world value of tritium dating. We use atomic physics and the radioactive legacy of the Cold War to map the invisible structural vulnerabilities of the Earth. Integrating the temporal dimension into groundwater management allows planners to identify physical risks and ensure the long-term safety of municipal drinking water.
Let me tell you about this Excel sheet that you may need to analyze and understand this course in a better way. This sheet is called the Tritium Age Dating Calculator. Tritium is a harmless, slightly radioactive form of hydrogen that spiked globally during the nuclear bomb tests of the 1960s. Today, hydrologists use it as a ticking clock to figure out how old underground water is. We've turned this complex physics concept into a simple 2-sheet calculator paired with a high-resolution flowchart. You get a clean input dashboard, a live diagnostic panel, and a radioactive decay projection table. All you have to do is look at your lab report, find the tritium unit number, and type it in. You can also tell the calculator how many years into the future you want to project. The tool instantly builds a timeline showing how that radiation will naturally decay over the coming decades. More importantly, the dashboard outputs an instant contamination vulnerability score. It will explicitly tell you if your water is modern, meaning it recently touched the surface and is highly vulnerable to surface pollution, or if it's an isolated remnant from the 1960s. This tool instantly translates abstract water age into a clear, actionable warning system, telling anyone exactly how at risk their drinking water is to modern surface contamination with zero advanced physics required. Now, along with this Excel sheet, you also get a guide explaining all the details on how to use this sheet and the step-by-step process of using it and explanation of design process and concepts. You can check the link in description to get this tool. And there are more tools that will make this course incredibly useful. You can see the list here. Every sheet will be discussed in its respective lecture, but you can get all these design sheets at once from the link below. You can check the complete playlist here.